My name is Russell Robinson, and you're about to see a video on creative rehearsal techniques in today's choral classroom, maximizing musicianship and maintaining student interest. As all of us know, students today are much different than they were when we were in college, or especially when we were in high school. The challenge that we all face is how do we connect with these students? How do we get them to respond to us and yet strive for musical excellence? The following is from a workshop, and this could apply to any choral situation or any classroom situation. This workshop deals with three different areas. The first is warm-ups, the second is actual rehearsal techniques, and finally we go through the outline on what is creative rehearsal techniques. How do we shape these attitudes through behaviors? We're dealing with behaviors. Attitudes follow behavior. Musical concepts follow behavior. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we'll start with the first section on warm-ups, which I think is one of the most important parts of a choral rehearsal. That's where we establish correct vowel production and correct tone and correct blend with our choir that hopefully will carry over into the rehearsal. Let's watch. Right. Why warm down? And I'm talking to teachers that probably already know this, but a lot of times I'll walk into choirs that can't figure out why their tone is bad. All right? And what is good tone? I mean, that is good vertical vowel production, balance among and between sections. But the first warm-up might be zee-ya-ha-ha, zee-ya-ha-ha, zee-ya-ha. And I know I'm not talking to anybody here. But in other states, they oftentimes do that. All right? So we're warming the voice down. Let's take it to a C. We've already done B flat. C and an F major chord. Ready? And no, 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 no. Good. No, no. Good. Good. Right. And right about here is where some things can start being strange in your men's section in junior high or high school. We'll start saying this. They want to do what you want. They're very well intentioned. They just happen to be wrong. And they're going, no, 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 no. Yes, Mr. Smith. No, no. And they're doing it. But, you know, we have to keep the relaxation here. So don't warm up too far. All right? All right, now I want to start to warm up the voice. All right? So we're going to go see-ya-ha-ha-ha. So we're going to ascend instead of that. All right, here we go. Two. Here we're going to introduce two new vowels. All right, we always start with the oo vowel. I do. Why? Because it's the only vowel that we can sing consistently right. It's the hardest vowel to sing wrong. All right, because oo on the end of the lips and you're fine. What are the two vowels that are most mispronounced? Probably E and probably ah. And maybe A is, you know, you might argue for A to be the second one. But we're going to do E and ah. Put an oo on the end of the lips with an E inside, and it'll fix the E vowel. All right? And we don't say, I want you to sing with better tone, Bill. Oh, no. I want you to sing with vertical vowels. I want you to pull the corners in. No, I want you to sing like a fish. And you're still going to get see-ya-ha-ha-ha, right? But if they put an oo on the end of the lips, see, you can't go wrong. Physically, you cannot mess the E vowel up with an oo on the end of the lips. Let's do a little chordal warm-up. Give me an A below middle C. And I'd like all of the guys to act like you're in junior high, 7th or 8th grade. And I want you to go, na, ne, ni, no, nu. For you junior high guys that know theory, it's A, B flat, A, G, A. Okay, na, ne, ni, no, nu. Ready? And na, ne, ni, no, nu. Good. And I'd like all of the altos to go, give me a C above that. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Got it? C, D, C, C, C. And put that with the guys. Ready? Go. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Good. Let's have an F above that. And all the sopranos sing, na, ne, ni, no, nu. Ready? And put that together. Ready? Sing. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Okay? Let's have a seat so that you can see, but keep that same posture. All right? And I like to put things in real easy terms. We talk about, you know, sit up straight, sit up straight, sit up straight. No, put it in physical terms. Feet flat on the floor, backs away from the chairs, leaning slightly forward with the eyebrows up. All right, and then you look like you're interested, whether you are or not. Good, yeah. And we all know when we're dealing with 16th notes, there's a point at which you're too fast, even in a reading session, or a point at which you're too slow. All right? And it's getting that happy medium. And a lot of times when I'm doing a piece like this, especially if it's a gospel type of piece or a piece with an underlying 16th rhythm, the one that always gets you is the last 16th that's tied over, the one E end to put that without being on 2, which we often hear. So let's try this just a little bit slower there and really pay close attention to those 16th notes, especially we love each other, we love each other. So it's not we love each other, which often comes out in the mix. My feeling is you should do everything stylistically correct that you can. All right? So you don't want to sound like a great classical group doing Mac the Knife. All right? And you don't want to sound like a great jazz group doing Vivaldi. You want to kind of keep those straight. So if you go ba-do-ba-da-da-da, all right, which we've all seen, right? Ba-do-ba-da-do-bop, but 1, 2, 3, ba-do-ba-da-do-bop. Can you sing it for me, guys? And girls, you sing it too. You get to sing it on the next verse. For those of you who've been looking ahead. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ba-da. Good. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Ba-da. Yeah, you struggle a little bit with the syllables, don't you? Uh-huh. Don't worry, your students won't have a problem with them. Here we go. From a tugboat. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, go. From a tugboat. Ba-do-ba-da-do-bop. Oh yes, the bag is dropping down. The cement's just for the waiting. And your Mackie's back in town. Now guys, here we go. On the sidewalk, Sunday morning. Yeah, gals, can we try that and just, here's a concept for you. Can you be just a little more cutesy about it? You're so academic. You're like, ba-do-ba-da-do-bop. You're so intent. Can you just go, ba-do-ba-da-do-bop? Can I hear it? 1, 2, 3. Ba-do-ba-da-do-bop. See, you sound good, and we even have men that want to be women as a result. All right, here we go. On the sidewalk. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, go. On the sidewalk. I like it. What I want to do is everybody get the right note. Oftentimes we confuse intonation problems with wrong notes. Have you noticed? If you just sing that in tune, no, it has nothing to do with singing in tune. They haven't gotten the right note yet. Yeah, and what I like to tell people there at 73 is regardless of what your moral ethic is or your religious beliefs, it goes from the majesty of Christmas at 73 to the simplicity of Christmas in the 4th bar. The loudest part of the piece is at 73, and the softest part of the piece is at the end of the 4th bar. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Let's take it right at Jesus. 1, 73, go. Watch. Am I right? E flat. Yeah, you want to go down to but you're right there. You might take a rehearsal, but you're all right. Ready? Go. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. That those kids really want structure. They really do want structure. And it's all situational, right? They got 7 classes in some of your schools. They got 4 in some of your schools. You know, it's hard to hold people. It's hard to hold college students' attention for more than 50 minutes. Don't take this personally, but college students are only junior high and bigger bodies. You know? The basics are the same. Don Shula says the same thing when he's coaching the Dolphins. He said this is just like coaching junior high football. The basics are the same. What is that? The discipline. How they are when they walk in. How they sit in a rehearsal. You know what I tell them? I say, look, you know what the difference is between you and a professional? Professional gets paid and you don't. But the behaviors should be exactly the same. Why? Because if you want to get paid, you got to practice those behaviors now. I want them to have everything they want. But some of them, we let them do things in the classroom, and their highest goal is going to be to work at whatever service station they decide to. And that's nothing against people working service stations. But I do think there are higher goals that some of them have, and they haven't figured it out. That you've got to have disciplined behavior or know how to do that in order to make it happen, okay? So they can have choices. What they see and hear from us is what we get, right? Absolutely. How you phrase things. You know, would you please stand up? No, I don't want to stand up. Stand up, please. Here we go. Boom. I think there's only two ways that we know people learn in choral music. The way we really assess, if I want to know how somebody sings a vertical vowel, I don't give them three choices on a test. Say, okay, do you sing the A vowel AH, AY, or AW? AW. And they still go, Ado, Ra, Mus, Te, Christe. All right? They just flunked the test. There's only two ways we know they learn in choral music. What we see and what we hear. And if you start evaluating on anything else, you're fooling yourself. You want to know why your choir's not sounding as good in January as you wanted it to in August? Because you started letting some things slide, like crescendos and decrescendos, right? You want the choir, I said in my last clinic, I said, you should be able, I should hear accents. I should hear a crescendo. I shouldn't have to imagine it. You know, a lot of you see me do this, but you know, I'll tell the kids this. And a lot of you, you know what you do? I watch you. You lean into your choirs for a crescendo. You go, the choir's singing the same volume. They haven't changed. You just got an acoustical crescendo by leaning into the choir and leaning back. It's true. You know, you didn't evaluate what you heard. You just took the physical thing and went, okay, I'm going to make the environment right. All right.
We are the singers.